Overflows.
Sexuality and Sexual Orientation. Insights into Life, Love and Light by Nivedita. Sexuality describes what a person does or does not feel sexually or physically attracted to. There are many types of sexualities and sexual orientations that we must understand. Many people assume sexuality as static, but it can be fluid like and changes over the course of person's life. Another assumption is that sexuality only refers to LGBTQ plus people or community. Let me explain this term LGBTQ plus people or community first. LGBTQ stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer or questioning. It is an umbrella term broadly referring to all sexualities, romantic orientations, and gender identities which are not heterosexual, heteroromantic, cisgender, or endosex. It was in 1990s that gay, lesbian, and bisexual activities adopted the term LGB, supplementing narrower terms such as gay or lesbian. Terminology eventually shifted to LGBT as transgender people became more acceptable within the movement. Around that time, some activists began to claim the term queer, seeing it as a more radical and inclusive umbrella term, though others rejected it due to its history as pejorative. In recognition of this, in 2010 saw the adoption of LGBTQ and other more inclusive variants. Some versions of the term such as LGBT plus and LGBTQ plus add a plus sign to represent additional identities not captured within the acronym. Many further variants exist which add additional identities to the concept. These are LGBTQIA+, the intersex, asexual, aromantic, and agender, and 2SLB, 2SLGBTQ plus 2 spirits, LGBTQQ for queer and questioning, for which order the letters differently as a GLBT and GLBTQ were added. The collective of all LGBTQ people is often called as LGBTQ community. These labels are not universally agreed upon by everyone that they are intended to include. For example, some intersex people refer to be included in this grouping while others are not. Various alternative umbrella terms exist across various cultures, including queer, same gender loving, SGL, and gender. Sexual and romantic minorities, GSRM. Gender identities differ from sexuality. Sexuality, gender, and biological sex are not defined in the same way. These are functional definitions of terms describing sexuality and gender. Gender identity explains a person's internal concept and experience of being male or female, both or neither. Gender, the social construct of male and female. Sexual orientation refers to who an individual is attracted to sexually. Bios, Biological sex or assigned sex refers to a person's biological sex determined at birth by hormones, genitals, and chromosomes. Sex benefits all genders. You might identify as male, female, trans female, non binary, gender fluid, intersex, non conforming, agender, and with another term of your choice. While this identification does not describe you, who you might desire sexual activity with, or whether you desire sexual activity at all or not. Sex can be enjoyed by all humans. However, your arousal might vary depending on sexual organs you utilize in sex, including genitalia, skin, erogenous zones, and brain, the most variable sexual organ of all. Sex benefits for men differ. The benefits of sex for individuals who are assigned male at birth, that is AMAB, assigned male at birth, or utilize genitalia for sex, include both physical and mental health benefits. Topping the list of the benefits is that frequent ejaculation appears to be linked to a lower risk of prostate cancer. Also, sex can be good for your heart. According to a New England Research Institute study, men who make love at least twice a week are 45% less likely to have heart disease than men who have sex only once in a month or less. Sex benefits for women differ significantly. Individuals who are assigned females at birth, AF, AB, at assigned female at birth, or utilize female genitalia for sex also experience a wide range of benefits from having sex, including the heart healthy benefits of sex. A 2016 study found that women who said they had frequent, extremely satisfying sex had lower risk of hypertension, a common precursor to heart disease. Studies have found that sexual activity can reduce menstrual cramps, chronic back and leg pains, and migraines. Scientists credit hormones released during sex, like endorphins, which block pains and stress, and oxytocin, the hormone that helps mothers and babies born and which has also pain relieving properties. For women and AFAB individuals, sex can help work your pelvic muscles, which can help with urinary inconsistency and bladder control. Sex in a relationship has many benefits, even when it is a make-up sex after a disagreement, including reduced anxiety, improved sleep, decreased physical pain, and increased intimacy. Making up Sex is having sex after intense disagreement to reunify with your partners after the intensity of conflict and fighting have resolved. Making up in the relationship certainly can and needs to include resuming sexual intimacy, especially, especially if that was withheld, denied, or used as a leverage in the conflict. These forms of sexual manipulations can be harmful since sexual intimacy is such a powerful component of relationship. Fights and disagreements, even heated ones, are normal for a relationship and do not even predict the relationship success or failure. So, pressure to reunify via sex is less important than some may think. For most relationship, for most relationships, seeking to replace feelings of conflict, anger, resentment, and bitterness with sexual feelings is not as easy as it may seem. Sex and passion are separate feelings that are not replaced or interchangeable with other feeling. So when the pattern of disagreement re-emerges, it can cause further rewounding to the person and relationships simultaneously. Fights leading to sex is quite natural, but most of us do not know the real reason. Intense disagreement can be the way that some couples typically engage with one another, so the disagreement feels more or less normal to the couple. This could be problematic since the baseline experience is negative and then sex is the only experience for most for the most powerful experience that makes the relationship positive again as opposed to fun, intrigue, interest, connection, bringing positivity after conflict. The way that couples tend to routinely engage with one another is most easily repeated since it functions at some level. Fights become the normal way, and some couples talk about their days, relate to each other about their hopes and dreams, and even engage in foreplay. The adage in sport is true. In this area of life, you will become what you practice. Certainly, in sexual connections, tensions and release bonding happens and creates a cycle of increased stress culminating in the relationship relying on sex to relieve that tension. Sex in the brain has powerful relaxation and calming effects. Quite often, if it is asked, is make-up sex more intense than ordinary sex? Some people consider make-up sex is the best sex that happens in their relationships, which could, to some to which some could agree, be explained by exciting transfer. Excitation transfer is in psychology is the phenomena when arousal happens in the body. The energy that causes arousal can stay in the system longer than expected and cause further arousal to happen.